welcome another wonderful day to a fresh new blog. Today I'm bringing you a slightly different video because we're tackling a cleaning routine. One day I thought, let me record this since it's rare for my house to be like this, but there are occasional days when it is. Because, well, first of all, if you haven't come to the channel, you have now come to the blog, but I invite you to subscribe to the channel so as not to miss anything because there is a lot of content both here, and I invite you to follow me on networks that take a look at the channel's shorts, which is different content from what I am uploading here as well because you see other different parts. And as I told you, the truth is that I am at the same moment in which, obviously, well, among the Mac blogs, that as you will understand, it has taken a long time not only to prepare, edit, and release so much video in such a short time with two little ones. Well, it has obviously led to my house being just as you are seeing it. It makes a real mess. So you see that, well, this was really a Sunday morning, the day before Saturday, because we were out all day enjoying, and you will understand the time. Right now, that's what he asks for. Not a lot of activities to do. So, well, the house was left such that it was left like that. Well, with the little one's toys in between, the blanket from the night before in between. There was no like a routine at night, which I really always tell you in the videos, but which is very necessary for this to be able to move on to the next day, because basically this day, that the day was dedicated to this, to home, because when I finished I had to record things and it was not time to start working. Well, let's say office, not computer. Here I have the little ones who entertain them a little with the screen. The truth is that I'm not at all a fan of Martina screens, right? Don't pay attention to anything. You see that she doesn't even pay attention to her. And if it's Anna, well, she doesn't even know half of the things that, well, she supposedly has to know as a citizen, like Patrol Canine and all those people. Well, the truth is that he doesn't know them because he doesn't watch TV. But there are four little things like, well, Mickey or Harry Potter is what I put on him so that it has an effect and I can advance a little further. So I have decided to do this cleaning with the Mercadona rag, which is good, which I use for the glasses, and which does not need to go with a drying cloth or anything. And the product that I also have for cleaning furniture, in this case it is not the furniture soap but the one that I use multi-purpose in liquids, and it works very well for me. I am doing it like this to also advance a little, also as you are seeing, removing a little dust from the issue of windows. The truth is that these windows have a cantilever, so they do not directly expose them to rain or wind, so the typical dust that a window can accumulate is kept quite well. And then also reviewed the sofa a little because, of course, the day before I told you it was Saturday. And well, we ate there. Let's all have a snack, right? And in the end, because there are many more crumbs than normal routine, as I tell you, I'm basically doing a task of cleaning up the house. Trying to put a little in order. You can see that I have the long dining room table with some plastics and some wood. And well, it was in the middle of all these vortex. I was also doing some other project that you're going to see completely in short. So that's why I say that you can't miss anything, because I upload different content in different places. But as I tell you, I had some little kitchens that were given to my daughter, which was given to her by a neighbor that was a little painted like that. And well, I say, look, well, I'm going to show a project to take advantage of a piece that really is very expensive toy, which is really only going to last a few years. And look, well, if we can reuse it, better than better. So here I go. Well, to give you that idea. But in the end, like my house, because it is an apartment, I don't live in a mansion, I don't have much space. Well, I have had to use the dining table, so I have protected it and everything is here, well, dry. I don't know how it is logical. It's just that there's something in the environment that I won't be able to eliminate during this routine. Nevertheless, we'll strive to leave everything else as tidy and clean as possible. Now, why do you see me in the kitchen? The truth is that the kitchen wasn't that bad. You did have to collect the oil to have been there. Well, with dinner the day before, but the truth is that no, there are no things in the sink or anything that hinders the kitchen issue too much. So on that side, very good. Yes, I have the same cube here because I like to review the topic every day, because you already know that I have the whole topic of good appliances in stainless steel. No, and then I have the bookstores. Bible showcase mode here. And the truth is that little ones tend to put their hands on, well, to support themselves and so on. So it is usually very marked, which is the issue of the prints. So I directly with the cloth, well, very well drained and perfect. Then you already know that for me, more in order at home is so much if I have to put on the washing machine, put it on very early to take off that task, which is like visually more cumbersome, right? Or maybe if I had to pick it up, and then also the same, well, the issue of the dishwasher, you already know that if I have to put the dishes, I prefer to put them very early and pick them up. Or if they are already put on and they are from the night before and they are, well, that's already over, well, pick it up as soon as possible, because it is a task that is visually very cumbersome, you know. It's like it's very bulky to have, well, either all the clothes laid and in the middle of the house, or the whole subject, well, half of the dishes to be picked up. So that's one of the tasks I intend to do. Well, that get rid of me as soon as possible, then without further ado, because it will be time to clean up the kitchen, which for me is essential. It is always about cleaning the countertops, having a hygienic way, because when it comes to using the kitchen to make meals and so on, and in this case, we are going to clean the vitro, because as you already saw, there was no night routine yesterday, so we have to do it now in the morning. Well, now, just as advice, you have already seen that I use cream for glass ceramics, and in my case, I use the Carrefour brand. I have to tell you that I used the Vitroclay brand before, and I thought that there was no other that could equal it in terms of effectiveness, because Vitroclay, I don't know if you have tried it, but just throw it in, and it's just great with a little piece of kitchen paper. So it's something that I thought there was no one else who could equal it in that aspect. And the truth is that I was completely wrong, because in my house, for example, my father did use the Mercadona brand. They were doing very well. So I tried to try the Carrefour brand, and well, prices like 1/3 of the price of the Vitro brand. Klein in terms of texture and everything, and it's the same. That is, it's not more liquid or much less. It's the same thickness and cleans super well. I even use it, you know, to get shine off the extractor hood. Hour or at the, that is, what is the pica, what is the sink, works very well for me. Then what are you looking for? Of course, yes, or yes, I always do every day, is vacuum the carpet issue, because carpets are very beautiful. In my case, they are very good for me because the little ones play a lot wherever they want. Although my house is not especially cold, it does take a lot of cold off the ground now at this time of year. But you do have to pick them up. In other words, we have to wait for it daily, because I'm telling you, the little ones use it daily. They extend to it. That is, they spend half their lives with my daughters on the ground. And for me, it is very important that there is hygiene on the floor. So much so that there is hygiene in the, that is, in what it is. The carpet seems to have hygiene on the floor itself, so I don't have a day for 6 days because I'm mopping. Basically because I also have one PRT at home which doesn't remove it, which I also vacuum every day with Conga, which is programmed to vacuum. But you already know how mopping the product expressly from the floor kind of does a little more disinfection. And then I do, or yes, once a week clean both Conga and this vacuum cleaner that also says Kotek. I highly recommend it if you have carpet, because the destruction capacity of a vacuum cleaner itself is much greater than what people tell it. Vacuum cleaners that are really brooms, right? the capacity is much greater, but in the end, like all appliances, all household appliances obviously require maintenance to keep them working. And I tell you that if you have either a vacuum cleaner or vacuum cleaner and follow that type of maintenance of an expired one, well, not keeping it clean and renewing the filters and so on, will you notice that the suction capacity improves a lot? That is, the difference when they are clean is huge. Well, the filters and what the vacuum cleaner compartment is and everything. Now it's time for my room, so let's get to work with him. The truth is that the weather was super bad, so I'm not going to clean the balcony itself. Yes, I cleaned the grill because, my balcony, well, it was already like this when I bought it. The house is completely closed, so even if it rains, it never arrives. The issue of water, neither to the glass of the balcony itself nor to these bars that we have. So I always try to remove the dust because when ventilating the room and so on, despite having that mosquito net that I have that is from Leroy Merlin, dust keeps getting in. So it is something that I like to do. You've already seen that I also remove a little dust from the issue of the doors and, well, little else to do at home. Simply now, since it is time to rest, and I hope you liked the video and I invite you to give it your like.